What's going on? It's me, Izzy, and welcome to the comic book haul this week. We got a lot of books to talk about. I'm going to bring into the stage my good pal, my co-host, Josh. What's going on, my man?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, you got a nice little background going on in there? They got you in the asylum?
Exactly. I'm in a white padded room.
So this past weekend, we were at the Bronx Arctic Show. What do you think? What did you think, man?
Show was dope. Got to meet some new friends, some old friends. Met some of the viewers of the channel. I did not. I would, in hindsight, of course, like we're gonna see some people that watch, but I was just like, oh. So that was fun. You had the stores there, you had the artists there. I got some sketches, got some books. It was a great time.
Yeah, I had a blast, man. We were able to do the show. We got News 12 there, and
Of course.
made some TV.
Yeah, of course. They had to interview the famous local YouTuber, which is you.
Don't forget TikTok.
Right. Of course.
Yeah, so that was great. That was a great time. Special thanks to go out to Fury Comics, NGR, Toy Vengers 26, as well as Lone Wolf and Yasi. If you guys are watching, special thanks go out to you guys. It was awesome show. Can't wait to do more shows. It's always a blast doing the local shows because this is where we get to hang out with our friends and things like that. So also Ben Harvey, thanks a lot, Ben Harvey, for the books. Matt Wilson, and of course our good pal, friend of the channel, Nate Melendez. That was a great exclusive deal. People were he was getting everybody coming in, man. It was like,
yeah,
I got the exclusive. So the Catman exclusive. So
he was the star of the show for sure.
Yeah, he was definitely the star of the show. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. We got a comic book haul like no other comic book haul. We're gonna be talking a lot about one book, really, and it's gonna be Batman Spawn. That's gonna be the big book that we're gonna be talking about today. But before we even go there, we're going to talk a little bit about supporting the channel. So please support the channel on Patreon. This is a good way to help me. Also, you have the super chats and the super stickers that you could do at any given time. We love to hear from you. So don't be afraid to comment on the YouTube channel as well as Facebook and Twitter. We're on all three of those right now. But if you support the Izzyverse on Patreon, really helps me out, and I'll be able to give you guys some cool little benefits that's going to come from that pretty soon in an upcoming new year. Also, whatnot. Ooh, tomorrow's a big day for you, isn't it, Josh? Right?
Tomorrow is my first live show.
Yeah. So, and what time is it? So we can make sure that everyone knows.
I think I said 10 a.m. Now I
10
don't
a.m.
even know. Now it's 10 a.m. If it wasn't
10 a.m.
before.
Yeah, that's right. And you can and you could use my $15 credit for signing up to Whatnot. If you sign up for Whatnot today, tomorrow you could go to Josh's Cabrera's show, and you could pick up a book with that same $15. I think I know a few people that might do it. So who knows? We'll see what happens in the morning, right?
Do it. Take my books,
They-
please. Get them out of here.
I know your wife will be like, "Yes, take them all, take them all."
Oh, 100%. Like I said, I'm in a white padded room. It's padded with comics. So please, free my house, save my marriage, all the above.
Save his marriage. Okay, I didn't know it was that desperate.
So it's very desperate and it's very serious, Izzy. So come buy books.
All right. And then we also have comic exposures for you to purchase your new books. So all the books that we're going to be talking about today, you're going to be able to get them in comic exposure. You get 15% off your order if you use promo code Izzyverse. The Batman Spawn, man, you could get a lot of those books there. So that's a great
buy
place.
all 100,000 of them.
I know, right? Except for one, which we will talk about.
Except
All
for
right.
one.
Except for one that's an exclusive to some chain. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Also, this Saturday, I am going to be roaming Big Apple Christmas Comic Con. I think that's what they're calling it. They went with Christmas. I thought they would go with holiday. It's an interesting way. But yes, Big Apple Comic Con is happening this weekend. I will be there this Saturday. It's in the New Yorker. I'm going to be roaming around. I didn't get a table for the show. But what I ended up doing is I asked them, and they said, "Hey, come on through. We're going to talk, and I'm going to do my best to talk to as many people as I can. I'm going to record as much footage as I possibly can for it. I didn't need to record footage this week because footage was taken care of, new stuff, right? So, but in this show, I'll be there. I'll be hanging around there. The show is from 10 to 5, last I remember. But I could double check. Actually, it could be the 7. I'm not going to say that it's a 7 if I'm not going to be tabling, but I want to be hanging out, talking to a lot of good friends that from the channel, like Koi Pham, Riley Brown, Artisita, and we'll talk a little bit during the show. So that's happening this Saturday. And of course, as I mentioned before last week, you could use VidIQ to help you with your YouTube channel. They're a great source to help you with analytics, helps you with tagging, and make things move faster and better and more secure. And it gives you tips and trips. So there you have a nice QR code so you can sign up for vidIQ. You can sign up for any different types of plans. They're very inexpensive and very useful. So that's all I got to talk about that. Let's talk about some comics. All right. We're going to kick things off really simple. We're going to go into and discuss the hot comic books of the week. This is the top 10 comic book list with an S at the end because we source not one, not two, but 3 different comic book sites. Go Collect, CBSI, as well as Key Collector Comics, and we source them. We're going to tell you what they say are their top 10 books, so that you could know which books to pick up, or they might be in your collection. I know when I saw the collection, when I saw the list, I saw my books. And I saw a lot of my books, so I'm really happy about that. You got a chance to see the list? I don't know. We were kind of like last minute thing going on. That's why we were running a little late today.
I scrolled through it really fast. Does that count? I
Well,
don't think so.
we're gonna look at it now. So immediate reactions, right?
Here we go. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do our first list of the week, and that is Go Collect. Go Collect. I really do like Go Collect's website. It's really good because it helps out on what books are in the census, what books are top books, top tier books, and really how to find the right book and why is it so important. So this week, if you go into the hottest comics, this is the hottest comics in the last 10 days. So they have a 30, they have a 90, 60, and even in the last year. So you get to see a nice little content. So we'll do a year-end review and see what's the top book of the year. That should be fun. We'll do something like that. But not the number 1, number 9 on this list is number 10. Why am I saying number 9? Is New Mutants 98 first appearance of Gideon and some other guy named Deadpool and Domino. So first appearance of This always seems to be a hot book. It's always a hot book. Everybody's looking for it. That's number 10. Number 9 is Amazing Spider-Man 300, first appearance of Venom. And first full appearance of Venom. Everybody talks about 298 and things like that, but this is the first full appearance of Venom with a fantastic Todd McFarlane costume. What's great about this one is that this is when it transitions to the red costume. So the very next issue, 301, is where you get the traditional red and blue costume. So that's number 9. Number 10 is the silver edition of Spider-Man #1, another McFarlane classic book. Talking about variants, this book had a lot when it came out.
For sure.
I remember those days. All right. Number 7 is X-Men what? No. I mixed it up. I got it wrong. It's actually X-Men #4. X-Men #4, Jim Lee. Chris Claremont has now left the series at this point. He only did series 1 to 3 of the X-Men run, but this is Jim Lee, and it's the introduction of a new character, Omega Red. So I think Omega Red's in the there's some talk about bringing him into it. He's one of those villains we haven't seen yet in the live action world. So X-Men #4, that is the number 7. Number 6 is a book we constantly see over and over, and that's Omega Man #3, first appearance of the main man Lobo. So that book is still in the list. It's still hot. People are still going crazy looking for it, especially since there's so much buzz about Jason Momoa taking over the mantle of Lobo. He's Aquaman to me. That's what I say.
Not for much longer.
I know that's crazy, right? All right, let's take a look at what's the top 5 from Go Collect. Another book that you constantly see, and that's Marvel Superhero Secret Wars #8. First appearance of the black costume, the black Spider-Man costume, where we find out it's an alien costume. There is some debate on which book what came first, but this is the one that's on the top 10 list, and it's Secret Wars #8. Again, number 4, Spider-Man #1, the regular edition. The regular edition of Spider-Man #1, Todd McFarlane goodness. Feels like all day we're going to be talking about Todd McFarlane. So because the very next books that follow is Spawn #1, Todd McFarlane once again. Right? Todd McFarlane Spawn #1, one of the very first Image books. It wasn't the first Image book. Do you know what the first Image book is?
No.
It's Youngblood.
Oh, I should. If I had thought about it for 5 more seconds.
Yeah, Youngblood #1, but Spawn was. I think Spawn was the second book. It was either Spawn or Savage Dragon. Don't quote me on it, but it was definitely one of the earlier books, for one of the first Image books. But I remember when it came out, it sold millions. It was a top seller, especially for an indie book. There was no other book like it. So Spawn #1 is number 3. Number 2, I'm actually a little shocked by this, and that's Wolverine's limited series #1, the Frank Miller book. And Chris Claremont, Frank Miller drew it. Chris Claremont wrote it. It is the Madripoor series. Now, I think the buzz is because of Madripoor. It's all about Madripoor, so that's why this is a key book. Obviously, it'll always be a key book. And the #1 book for Go Collect from the last 10 days is another Todd McFarlane creation, though this is not a Todd McFarlane book, and that is Venom Lethal Protector #1. This is a book by Mark Bagley. It's a hot book. Those are your Go Collect top 10 books. All right. From this list, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 6 of them. That's how many I got.
Sell high.
Yep. All right. Our next list is the it's the CBSI top 10 list. And we got here on this list as number 10, DNA Agents. I think this is an older book. This is an old Dave Simmons books. This is apparently in demand. Last week, we talked about this book. Remember, we talked about the book, The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue 3, the Lee Bergamino variant. Now, the Lee Bergamino, it was a cardstock variant. And what we meant by cardstock variant is that the cover was a cardstock paper, and it was a stronger quality. but it's a cover B. It wasn't meant to be like a major variant, so it's not. It's a cover price variant. But everybody saw it, and I knew this was going to be like a big book. So that came in ninth place. Number 8 is Wonder Woman 28, the J.G. Jones 1 in 25 variant. It I guess everybody loves this cover, and it's one of those covers it's been around for a while now. If you can even tell by the logo, man, it's that ugly DC logo. Um, Part of the New 52, so it's about like a year after New 52. But that's it. That's number 3. Number 7. Remember we talked about this book as well, the Miles Morales Peach Momoko variant, the 1 in 200 variant. All right, first appearance of Giraffe Spider-Man.
All right.
Did we have to go there, man? Did we have to? What's up, Anthony? How's it going, my man? Anthony, good evening, sir. Welcome to the channel, man. We got to meet him this weekend. So, and he did made a comment, and he said I look like someone, but I'm not gonna say who.
Yikes! Yikes! Where's the sketch? Where is it?
I have it stored away. Believe it or not, it's still in my car.
Oh, it's stored away in your car. Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right. And number 6 is Quest Legend of Zelda 1 in 25 variant. Obviously, when this book came out, that cover, of course, everybody's gonna want it because of that cover, right? So those are the top 10 to 6. Now let's go to the top 5. And number 5, Frank Miller's Pandora, number 1, the Frank Miller 1 in 25 variant. That came out this week. All right. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, the Duton Akande 1 in 25 variant. It's a cool variant, so I'll admit to that one. Another book that's been really hot has been the Pop Kill second printing Adam Hughes cover. It's the nude cover. We talked a little bit about that last week as well. Then you have Thanos Death Note number 1, the EM Geist 1 in 100 variant. That one has a lot of demand. It's going for $225 right now in the aftermarket. So the third party markets are they really like that cover. And of course, who would have guessed it? The number 1 book in Hot 10 in the CVSI top 10 list is Amazing Spider-Man number 1, the Eminem Spotlight edition, which is slightly rarer than the Eminem cover, and it's now going for $600 to $700. Are we gonna ever stop talking about this book this year?
Yes, because at some point demand will fall off. So, but then again, the year is only a couple of weeks away. So
exactly, that's why I said the rest of the year. All right, so there are your CVSI top 10 lists. Let's go to the key collectors list. All right, our key collectors list, and we're starting off with a book that it's getting some traction because of Gabrielle Luna has been they've been talking about Gabrielle Luna doing this role, this version of Ghost Rider. And we have here the first appearance and origin of the Robbie Reyes Ghost Riders. What's your thoughts on the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider?
It's okay. I don't mind it. I can't, and I don't want to complain about more Hispanic characters. So yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I remember him when they did his character in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and they had that supercharger car. Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, again back in another list, and again number 9. You got New Mutants 98. Apparently, this book seems to be really hot. Everybody's asking for that book, and there's like 1 billion copies of that book. I remember picking that book up for 99 cents in a dollar bin. Believe it or not.
Probably still can in a lot of shops.
I don't know about that. All right. Number 8 is Fantastic Four 53. This one features the first appearance and an origin of Claw. And we're not talking about the character that's in the Jim Carrey movie. The Claw's coming at you. I'm coming to get you. Anthony's asking me who's my favorite character. Well, when we get to number 1 on this list, Anthony, you're going to find out who's my favorite character. All right, but this is the second appearance of T'Challa's Black Panther. It's number 8. There's copies have been sold, so it's pretty popular. Another book that's always popular is Star Wars. Star Wars number 1, the 1977 July 77 edition. That's number 7 on this list. Another book that's always popular, that's never going to stop being popular, is Incredible Hulk 181, the first full appearance of Wolverine, as they want to say. So that was a big book. You want to look for the Mark Jewelers copy, which we'll talk a little bit sometime about what the Mark Jewelers copy is. So Mark Jewelers copy is when they had an insert. There was a lot of comics for a certain time period that will have an insert in it where you could buy like graduation rings or engagement rings, and they were targeted towards overseas troops. So comics are big for overseas troops, and they did it so that someone would just go ahead and like, oh, I'll order this, and because they got it from the comic books, and that's the idea behind the Mark Jewelers. So if you ever get a Mark Jewelers comic, hold on to it. It might have some significant value because there are some rarities. Okay, so those are your top 10 through 6. Let's move on to the top 5 for key collectors. All right. So number 5 on this list is Avengers 144, first appearance of Patsy Walker as Hellcat. I feel like Patsy, I don't know why, what's this buzz about Patsy Walker? We saw her in Jessica Drew. I don't understand why everybody's gun hold off of her. Like, obviously there's something stirring. The pot is stirring on Patsy Walker, but I don't know. Beats me. You know,
Yeah, we'll have to find all these people who are buying these copies of and ask them.
I hear you, man. So there's that, and of course, back on another book that's on another list, and that's Omega Men number 3, first appearance of Lobo. Of course, why not? Let's have some more Lobo, right? Another book that is pretty old, 1971 to be precise, House of Secrets 92. This is the first appearance of the Swamp Thing. All right, that's a classic right there. Whew, just looking at it, it feels like very classicy, right? It's one of those covers. So House of Secrets issue 92 is on for number 3. Number 2 on the list, which has actually been on the list for a bit, but again, Todd McFarlane. Here we go one more time. Wizard number 1, the regular edition. I have a copy of Wizard number 1, and I pretty much have a full collector's full run on Wizard, because that was a book I always got, even when I wasn't buying comic books. If I stopped buying comics for a while, I still had to get my Wizard. That's how I was about Wizard. So Wizard number 1, the collector's edition. And the number 1 book for key collector is the Invincible Iron Man number 1, the big premiere issue. This is where the title was changed. I believe it was now I'm drawing a blank. What was the name of the title beforehand? But this is
it should be Tales of Suspense, I believe.
Tales of Suspense. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tales of Suspense. And then they transfer it, but they also renumbered it. This is a good example when they renumber an issue. Not the first appearance of Iron Man, but it's the origin of Iron Man. So that's a book that has a lot of demand. So, Anthony, to answer your question on who are our favorite comic book characters, my favorite comic book character will always be Adam Warlock. And not because he's coming out in Guardians of the Galaxy issue 3, volume 3. I've always liked Adam Warlock. Always. It's always been my favorite character. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I go through phases, but for a long time, my favorite character has been Booster Gold from DC.
Good character, man. Fun character.
Time traveler. He's got a pet robot. I think he's underappreciated, underutilized, but that's for another stream.
Yeah, and you know what? First of all, I love his costume.
Yeah,
it has this nice aesthetic that gold and blue aesthetic to it. So I always liked it. And of course, what's Booster Gold without Blue Beetle, man?
Yeah, well, but Ted Kord Blue Beetle. But
Ted Kord Blue
for another stream.
Exactly. So there you go, Anthony. You have our favorite characters, man. All right. With that being said, it's now time to talk about some fun stuff. and let's talk about our new comic books for the week. Starting with, we're going to start with Marvel because we want to give DC its time this week, right? So, Marvel titles, we have 11 titles in total, right? 11 titles in total. From those titles, let's take a look at what's out. You got Dark Web X-Men #1. Hey, look, Invincible Iron Man once again. What a coinkydink, right? Monica Rambeau, Photon #1, and Origins of Marvel Comics, Marvel Tales #1s. Those are your #1s for Marvel Comics. Um, I'm curious about the Invincible Iron Man. Obviously, Monica Rambeau, Photon #1 is one of those books where I think they're just getting ready for the Marvel series.
Mm. Yeah.
And well, movie, what I'm saying, series, it's a movie. And Dark Web is, of course, it's a tie-in. They're trying to keep the tie-ins together, so we'll see how that goes because it is the clones. So this is the X-Men side. um Origins of Marvel Comics is really just a reprint because that's what Marvel Tales always has been. It's been a reprint. In fact, my very first comic book that I've ever owned and purchased myself was a Marvel Tales comic, so I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick that up. All
Shout
right.
out for reprints.
Yeah, man. Reprints, facsimiles, true believers, whatever you want to call them now, right?
Yep. Yep.
And have different terms, right? So those are your #1s from Marvels. Also from Marvel, you have Amazing Spider-Man 15, which is a continuation of the Dark Web storyline. Venom's now involved in this storyline. All right, Legion of X #8. I also think it's a tie. Yeah, it's also a tie-in with the Dark Web storyline. So that one's there. This was an interesting cover. Deadpool #2, which is paying homage again, right? We got another homage cover, but this time with Doc Octopus. This is one of those homages that I'm getting sick and tired of.
One of them, right?
The Wolverine cover, the McFarley, paid homage to Incredible Hulk 340. This was now doing it again, but I do like the "What's up, Doc"
Yeah.
line,
Yeah.
so that's fun. But Deadpool #2, that's the regular edition. Of course, there's multiple variants. We're not going to go over all the variants, but that's one of the books that's coming out. Another book that's coming out is Savage Avengers #8. Savage Avengers has been a fun title. You know, they're in the 29.9 universe, so I've enjoyed it. And we still got some more stuff here going on. And you see, Doom 2099, man, was underrated, man, underrated. So, you know, and I see Anthony has a comment, right? He saw that oh yeah, Arctic BX show. Yep, it was there. One of the dealers had it. All right, so that we have those books for Marvel. We also have three more titles: Planet Hulk World Breaker #2, the continuation of the series, of the limited series, and we have two Star Wars titles: The Mandalorian and The Bounty Hunters. So Mandalorian is pretty much just
Just an adaptation
it's an
of the show.
adaptation of the show, right? So we're doing that. Planet Hulk World Breaker. Have you had a chance to read that yet?
I did read the first one.
What's your thoughts so
Uh,
far?
I think I'm gonna pass on the rest.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hulk is so Bruce Banner was, spoilers, was not even in it until the last page.
Mm,
So it seems like all right. I can't really complain about anything in it, but it didn't make me want to say, oh, I got to see what happens next.
yeah. All right. So that completes our Marvel titles. Now we're going into DC, and the DC titles has 11 titles, but I gotta put a little asterisk next to that one. All right, so we're gonna start off, and we're gonna talk about the books for DC, and then we're gonna talk about the big book for DC, which is a collaborative effort. Starting with our #1s, we have Dark Crisis Big Bang #1, which is a one shot. Harley Quinn Uncovered #1. Another book that I'm a little interested in a lot, and that is Danger Street #1. That's a pretty interesting title. And Wonder Woman 794. In fact, I love. First of all, I might pick it up just for that cover.
It's a good one.
It's a cool cover. It's pretty creative. I'm pretty sure it's not the first time we've seen this before, but I haven't seen this in a long time, so why not? All right. What's your thought on Dark Crisis Big Bang?
I mean, I guess I'll read it begrudgingly so that I don't miss anything. But
Begrudgingly.
but again, this I don't know. There's probably some strategy here where they're maximizing some sales, but this
Mhm.
either could have been, dark. This you could have extended Dark Crisis, or you could have taken all these one shots and made it to its own tie-in miniseries. All this is doing is making it harder to read it 10 years from now when they put their collected editions together. In
Well,
my
yeah,
opinion,
it's like they're putting the omnibus, right? They're creating the omnibus,
sure.
and stuff. But look at what it says here. After the monumental events of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths issue 4, Pariah has successfully resurrected the Infinity multiverse, and all of reality is still reeling from the event. Dark Crisis Big Bang number 1 is hauntingly journey through these newly reformed realities. The Jurassic League. Oh, you got me there with the Jurassic to DC Max. So from Dark Knight of Steel to Batman 89 and back in guest star galore of all new epic comic legends and DC architect Mark Waid. So, the idea behind this is to go into all those tie ins. So, really, what's interesting about this book is that it's taking these books that no one really thought were related to this whole DC Dark Crisis storyline and kind of like putting them into the story. So Jurassic League's DC Mech, which came out a few months ago, those titles, they're gonna be here. The Dark Knights of Steel, another title that's been roaming around for a while. Batman 89 is gonna be part of it. So, and you know what? You got Mark Waid writing it, which obviously he's been doing it forever. And Dan Jurgens is doing the pencils with Norm Ramra doing the inks. That's an all-star cast, if you said say the least. That might be worth picking up by itself. So that's now that I'm looking at this book, I'm like, I think I have some interest here.
I don't know for sure. Like I said, I'm gonna read it.
Mhm.
I just again, I have a thing about what you name things. So.
Yeah, our whole universe was in a hot. All right. So then Danger Street's the other one that I was really looking into, but it's a very interesting title because it's still in the realm of DC universe, right? The
Mhm.
title itself is a Black Label title, so it has this thing. It has a lot to do with Dark Side, so it's a Dark Side. It's kind of Dark Side related. The Atlas of the Great is part of it, so we have Starman, Metamorpho, and Warlord in this title. But that cover tells me something different, so I'm curious. But it's Tom King, so I'm sure it'll be depressing.
Right, right. When I first saw the title, I thought this had something to do with the street from Doom Patrol. Um, and then but I read it and I was like, oh, it's like all these like B list villains, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, this sounds cool. Let's see what it's about.
Yeah, so that's an interesting title. And again, as I told you about the Wonder Woman title, man, I just love that cover. That
Yeah.
cover. All right. So moving on to our some Batman titles that are coming out this week. Well, some, not all. Batman Incorporated issue number 3, Batgirls 13, I Am Batman, and Superman Son of Kal-El issue 18. I think this may be the final issue. I'm not sure just yet. Doesn't
Is it
say.
canceled?
Oh yeah, you didn't know? You didn't hear the news? It's
Sorry.
getting canceled. But then again, who knows?
Well, Clark is back, right? So,
Yeah, it's a continuation of the Kal-El return storyline, which is part of Dark Crisis anyway.
yeah.
hmm So that's happening. I Am Batman is one of those titles that I think has so much potential, but it just doesn't live up to it. And that's the sad thing about that book because it's like he's a black Batman. It's not Bruce Wayne. He's in he's in New York. He's dealing with family issues, but it's like it just doesn't seem to catch on. So they're trying. I give it to DC. They're trying. They're trying with this title. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but they are trying with this title. All right. Batgirls, another title that I don't really read. It doesn't really grab my attention. But
How many Batgirls do you think we need? Like, what's the right number?
One.
Can't argue. What can I say? That was the right answer.
That's how I feel, man. So you just need one.
Oh
That's
man.
all you need. One Batgirl. All right. Let's move on. We got two more titles. We got Wildcats #2. You got from the Wild Story universe. So that's coming out. That's issue. And of course, who wouldn't who you can't miss out on Batman Scooby Doo Mysteries issue 3, man. You can't.
Right. So everyone's talking about Batman Spawn. I don't give two hoots about Batman Spawn. Give me Batman and Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo. But what I have to say about this title is that they're doing the Court of Owls with Scooby Doo.
Of course, that's Batman's greatest mystery, the one case he couldn't solve, right?
And
So
the title is called Night
if
of
only
the
he had
Owl,
the mystery bus to help him. What's it called? The mystery machine?
the Mystery Machine. They they got talent. I can't believe they did it. So listen to this. It's Night of the Owlful Party. Now it's kind of difficult to see, but they're dancing. Batman is this is old school 1967 Batman. Adam
Yeah.
West Batman, and they're dancing, and, and you got talent. That's ain't Badusi. What does that mean, Badusi?
Talon's like, I would have taken over Gotham if it wasn't for those pesky kids.
Ah! So that is coming out this week. Don't forget, you got to pick it up. There's no variants. This is the one and only.
The book is so good they couldn't even they couldn't contain his greatness in more than one cover.
You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Let's go with the book of the week. The book of the week, of course, has to be in collaborations with DC and Image Comics, Batman Spawn. Yep, it took 20 years for the sequel. Now, I have both issues. The first one was, I think it was called Hunger Strike, which was the DC version. And then the other one was Batman Spawn, which was the Frank Miller written version with Todd McFarlane's art. And I remember at the very end, Batman was like, "I'm gonna get you, Spawn," and he threw the batarang. So I hope they conclude that story. They keep the story going, but this is a book that a lot of people they've been talking a lot about, man. And like all comic books these days, the important thing to know is how many variants do we have? And the
That's all
answer
we talk
is
about.
we have a lot of variants to talk about. All right, but just to give you the synopsis so that you know what the synopsis is, it says here, two dark heroes cursed by tragedy find their paths crossing again, but not by choice. What sinister foe is at work, pitting the Dark Knight against the Hellspawn? From the shadows of Gotham City to New York City, this epic event is the blockbuster you've been waiting for almost 2 decades for. Okay.
But Izzy, will anything ever be the same again?
In this case, it's not the case.
Tell me.
All right. So what you see here right now is cover A and cover B. Cover A is the Batman Spawn cover, where it's Batman on over Spawn. Cover B is the exact opposite, where Spawn's over Batman.
Wow.
No real difference between the two books. The covers are done by Greg Capullo with inks by Todd McFarlane. All right. I think it's hard for me to tell you how I feel about this one. I feel like it's not the strongest of covers. I think there's some other covers that are a little better.
Maybe they saved all their creativity for the other 23.
Maybe. Let's take a look at the other covers here because we did decide to do that. So what you see here are two different covers. You have the first one is the cover C, the Gabrielle Del Alto cover, which I think it's a gorgeous cover. I love this cover. This feels like epic. This cover. What are your thoughts about that one?
I like this one. I like. I mean, I feel like she's been on fire lately. She's done a lot of Spider-Man covers. Um, this one's really good.
Yeah, it is really good. And the one that's very next to it, that's a big one. The next cover is a Capullo McFarlane cover, which I feel like is the most McFarlane of covers, right? That's how I see this one, but it is a Capullo with McFarlane. And this book, this cover is an exclusive Barnes and Noble cover. So you can only get that book in Barnes and Noble. If you're watching right now, make sure tomorrow you go to Barnes and Noble and you get that copy because that is going to be going out. It's an exclusive. It's from Barnes and Noble. I don't think a lot of people are aware of that. I, Josh, I told you this. I told you earlier this afternoon, man. I called Josh up and I was like, I'm going to Barnes and Noble. I'm getting the book. And
You got to do what you got to do. Got to get them covers.
so when I get to Barnes and Noble, I said, "Hey, I just want to know if you guys have the Batman Spawn." And the lady looks at me like, let me check." And then the other guy was like, "Oh yeah, we got him in the back." It's like, at first I was hoping, man, I was hoping. I was like, "Can I buy it right now?"
That one
You know,
guy snitched.
I know, right? So he said, "No, you know what?" And I was like, "Can I put it on hold?" And they said, "Okay, let me wait." So I was able to put it on hold, but then I tried to put a second one on hold, and I had to wait a little longer because they wanted to make sure it was possible. But yes, I was able to get it. So I will be collecting 2 issues of Batman Spawn, the Barnes and Noble variant.
That's amazing. What's the cover price for the Barnes and Noble variant?
Beats the heck out of me.
Oh, you
Uh,
don't even
six
know. You just reserve something. You have no idea what the cost
six ninety
is.
nine. It's cover price
Okay.
$6.99.
Imagine you get there, they're like $69.99.
I'm like, what?
But you would pay it, right? You would be like, all right, this is what it is.
No, I would not pay it. I'll tell you the truth. All right, let's take a look at some other covers there that are coming in. So the next cover is the Sean Murphy cover. The Sean Murphy variant, also that obviously from the White Knight series. That was I like the way the cape looks. But again, if this is one of those covers that I feel like, why do we have Batman and Spawn in the bottom? What's going on? We have to see buildings. You know what I mean? Like I think I like Sean Murphy's art. I really do. I don't like this one too much.
Yeah, and I feel like there's probably going to be a version of this one. You
Mhm.
tell me if there is, in which case it's going to be like more than half buildings.
Yeah, more than half buildings, right? Exactly. Well, I don't see a virgin. I don't see a version of it, but I'm almost certain there'll probably be. What we're telling you right now is what they've announced so far.
Hmm.
There's got to be.
Right.
There's gonna be. They're gonna
There's
bring
going to be
more.
more. You think we'll crack 30?
I think we'll crack 30. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
So
Um,
it's funny because if you shop from Midtown Comics online
mhm.
or most places, they'll put they'll tell you which cover it is and they put a letter on it. So cover A, cover B. Well,
Yeah.
if there's more than 26 covers, what are they gonna do?
I never thought of it that way. Cover Z2.
ZZ,
Cover
ZB.
AA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, restart. Or they
Cover
use like
BB.
Greek letters.
I know. All right. All right. The other cover is the Francisco Matia cover variant. This one I like. I really do enjoy this cover because I like how Batman cape float has bats in it.
Mm.
So that's actually pretty creative. What it does look, which is a little deceiving though, is that if you notice in Batman's left hand, it's a grappler, but it looks like a gun.
Mm.
You see it?
Maybe that's part of the story. Maybe that's
Who
what we
knows,
call
right?
in the business foreshadowing.
Possibly. All right. So that's that cover. That one I like. I really did like. I really do like that one. All right. Let's take a look at 2 more covers here. You got 2 all-star covers. You got the J. Scott Campbell cover and the Jim Lee cover. Now, this is taking advantage of your space, right?
Hmm.
So I always call him Jason, but it's Jay. It's Jay Scott because it's Jeff Scott Campbell, to tell you the truth. Um, this one I like. I like that cover because it's classic Campbell. You know what I mean? And Batman looks Like I love the way he draws Batman's face. I like how Spawn is kind of like, I'm Spawn. You know? He's like he's doing his best. He's doing his best Randy or impersonation right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're a tag.
Yeah.
They're having a tag team match with somebody. It's like imagine those two in a tag team. It's like Battle of the Capes. You know, so that one's a cool cover. And the Jim Lee cover, man, I love this. This one I love. This one's really cool. I like the way it looks. I like that it takes the full page. You know, the Jim Lee cover, the Scott Campbell cover. Let me just double check here. Yep, it's I think it's a regular. It's not a it doesn't have, and same thing with Jim Lee. Those two covers are cover price, so they're not incentive covers, but those are two books.
For
Um,
now.
yeah, I know, right? Cover F for J. Scott Campbell, and for Jim Lee, it is cover G. Right.
Okay.
All right. So let's keep going. We got some more.
Working our way down the alphabet.
All right. Now we have the Jason Fabok cover, cover H, which I like that cover. In fact, that's one of the covers I ordered. So this week I ordered books because I couldn't find the time to go to a comic book shop and do it. So I just ordered two Midtown Comics. That's what I ended up doing. Um, so this is a nice cover. I love the way he does the rain. You see Batman, you see Spawn. They look like they're in New York, right? Because you got the Empire State Building there. This is a nice cover. This is one of my favorite covers. And the other cover, there's something special about that cover. It is also a Greg Capullo Top McFarlane cover. This is cover J. But do you want to know what's special about that cover besides the fact that capes are flying all over the place?
I have a feeling you're going to tell me.
I'm going to tell you, sir. It is a glow in the dark variant.
Wow.
And its cover price, actually, it's $7.99. You got to pay an extra dollar
Okay. All
to
right.
get that glow.
But imagine if like you were stuck in the darkness and you didn't have a flashlight. You could have this comic book. So there's like some real utility there.
You can read the comic in the dark, right? And it's all Spawn. That's all you're gonna get is that squiggly line. That's your glow. That's what your glow in the dark is.
You have to tear off the cover so that you can flip it around so you can read the book.
It's the squiggly cover. All right, so we got those covers. What
So,
else?
so that's three covers by Capullo and McFarlane. That seems
There might be more.
there might be more coming. Let me hold. I'm keeping count.
Yeah, there might be more. All right, then our next cover here is another Capullo. This is I love this. I love the way this one's called. This is cover K team variant,
Okay.
but it's also a Capullo McFarlane cover.
All right.
I do like this cover though. I think it's it's mostly Batman. You got Batman Big's head and classic Spawn and his classic cape is covering him. Look, but that is cover K, and the one next to it is a Brett Booth cover. This is cover M, Brett Booth, but it's a 1 in 50.
All right. Now we're talking.
Yeah, 1 in 50. I do like this cover a lot as well because neither one of them is dominating the other. And again, it's Brett Booth, man. Brett Booth does an awesome job. Look at that, how cool that Spawn looks. You know, Batman's farting right there. He's like,
that's how he'll win.
I know,
Spawn with
right?
batarangs.
I don't know, man. Spawn's a hell Spawn, man. If
Yeah.
Spawn farts, man, that's got to be bad. Right. So those are your regular covers. Now, what I'm not showing are the black and white covers, the sketch covers, because mostly all of them have a sketch cover. The sketch cover, Fabok has a sketch cover. Also, you know what? There is one book I didn't. Oh yeah, there's two more books. We'll talk about those. Let's go to those two. Yeah, those are two. All right, you got the Jorge Jimenez acetate cover. So Jorge Jimenez got himself an acetate cover. Why? I don't know. Why they decided to give him the acetate? But I will say that is a hot cover.
Yeah, he killed it.
Right? Jorge Jimenez is awesome, man. I love his stuff. That is a nice cover. It has that Frank Miller vibe to it, which I like. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It feels very Frank Miller in style. So that one, and then the other one is, which I wasn't feeling. I told you this last week. This is the Todd McFarlane cover. Um, I don't know. It's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It might look different in person.
It might. But it is the McFarlane cover T.
Okay.
So it's the cover T Todd McFarlane cover.
All right. Is that how they're going?
I guess so. Now, as I said, there's other covers out there. There's black and white covers. There's a sketch. There's a blank sketch cover, which I'm going to pick up, of course. Why not? But the number one cover of them all is the cover R. The incentive 1 in 1,000. Todd
R is
McFarlane.
for money.
R is ridiculous incentive.
To be clear, and I know everyone watching knows this, I'm just going to say it out loud. You have to order 1,000 copies of Batman and Spawn #1 in order to get one of these.
One of these. But it's signed by Todd McFarlane and Greg Capullo. And it's a virgin. And it's cover A and B put together.
All right.
That's what you get. You got to I showed it to Debbie and she was like, "It's okay."
Right. So, and here's the other thing. Listen, man. You buy me cover A, cover B.
You put it together.
I'll cut them and glue it together for you for a cover price, man.
And you'll sell it. And you'll sign it. Would you sign it?
I will personally sign it with my own hands. You got it, just for you.
So let me just take a quick stab and see how much the shop is charging for it.
Furthermore, you will get free shipping, and I will give you a bag and board. So
it's a Whatnot exclusive.
It's a Whatnot Josh Cabrera store exclusive. And here's the cherry on top. That version is going to be even rarer than this one. So think about it.
So let's take a look. Oh, come on. I thought it came out in the search field. I put it in the search field and it didn't come out.
It's got to be like 2,500.
2,500? I don't know about that, but we'll see.
That's where I'm going with this.
That's where you're going with it? Let's see.
Yeah. You can go high or low. I'm setting the line.
How much you saying again?
$2,500.
$2,500. Okay, let's take a look. I don't even think it's listed.
Let's just play. This is what this show will become. The Price is Right for comic book covers.
So the cover Q, which is that Todd McFarlane cover in black and white, that was going for $135.
Okay.
All right. So that was going for $135. Actually, it's going for $150, but they're selling it online for $135. The Jim Lee sketch is actually going for $50. That's not bad. The Jason Fabok cover, the black and white, that's going for That's going for cover price. The black and white Jason Fabok. The 1 in 25 is going for $25. Let's see here. I don't think it's listed.
It's literally priceless.
I don't see it listed.
Well, I mean, how could you even? Because it would be a pre-order, right? Because it comes out tomorrow.
It comes out tomorrow.
So I mean, not even on eBay. There's nobody pre-selling on eBay.
Well, let's take a look here.
Because also, if you're pre-selling on eBay, that means you have one coming, or you're trying to get one. But that's like a gamble. So normally, when people do pre-sales, like you pre-sell something you have a good chance of getting. Otherwise, you have to cancel your sale.
Whoa! Well, how much did you say?
$2,500.
So Jetpack Comics
All right.
Jetpack Comics, they're selling the book.
A pre-sale.
Well, at this point, it's not a pre-sale anymore because they should have it by now. They got one in stock.
Of course, because they didn't order 2,000
They
of these.
ordered 2,000 comics.
They,
Like, what are we gonna do with all these books, guys? $2,000 for this title.
Here's my Mr. Moneybags.
So if you got $2,000, well, eBay's selling it for 16. So there's an eBay seller that's selling the book for $1,599. Like, just say 16, dude.
That
Like,
$1,
seriously.
you know, that $1 makes
That $1 makes sense, right? What? No, it's 1 penny, man. What are you talking about? $1?
Oh, yeah. Penny doesn't. Is there anything you can buy for a penny these days?
No.
Should we just get rid of the penny?
Hasn't there been talks about doing that?
Man, I've been saying that since the year 2000.
No one needs it though.
Save your pennies or get rid of them, depending on what your plan is.
Yeah. So there you have it. You could get it for as little as $1,599, guys. Go for it. Do it. If you buy it and you give it to me, you would be a good friend to me.
Wow. Yeah, that's so true.
And I will flip that book. I am not keeping that book.
I would love to know how many exist, and I'm also curious if they. I don't think they're numbered, right? But they could have numbered them.
At this point, they probably could,
because
right?
it's literally hand signed, right? It's not like a printed signature.
Yeah, no. Why would it be a printed signature? It's a signed book. Yeah, technically. The only question I have is that he did recently. Todd did a CGC signing. Was this book part of that CGC signing?
So you're saying there's already slabs of this?
What I'm saying is that these books will be slabbed.
Oh, of course.
No, I'm saying they will be like.
Izzy, nobody's getting this for their reading copy.
Oh no!
Flip through it, toss it in
the no one's giving them to their 5-year-old son. You know what I'm saying?
Like, oh, these are some cool images for my collage.
Yeah, that this book is gonna. Whoo. You know what I'm saying?
This might be one of the highest percentage of slabbed books for a new book ever, I think.
Well, so yeah, and that's the question I have with this book is that with this book, it's going to be a signature series because it's signed, right? It's going to be a signature series. It's 1 in 1,000. So if the raw copy is going for 15, what the hell you think the slab copy is going to be worth?
That's I feel like a slab is usually like I want to say like a 4x multiplier. The ranges, but
so you think you're talking about this is going to be potentially a $5,000 book?
Yeah, I think. But on the other hand, now we're talking 4 digits. So does that multiplier still hold? We'll see.
Well, it also goes with the demand, right? The only thing about this book and the demand with this book is how long will this demand be? I think Batman Spawn, unless they decide to do an image version, which I don't see. I could see that happening, even though I haven't heard anything about it recently. Like, would this be, because that's what they did with the original, right? The original had a DC version and it had an image version, and it was distributed that way. This book is a little different. I don't know.
Right, and again, like you said, they're gonna make more covers. And for all we know, there's all kinds of crazy exclusives that haven't even been announced yet that might have an even
Spawn
might even have a smaller print run than this. So,
well, you got the second printing, the third printing, the 48th printing, so all that stuff. So there will be some hot demand for this book. All right, guys, let's move on because we still got a lot of books to talk about. Image Comics has 13, again, with a little asterisk, 13 titles from Image Comics. From those books, you have Nightclub, #1. Art Brute #1.
That's a $2 book, Nightclub.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, and it's by Mark Millar. So that's definitely a book that I put it on my list. I picked it up. I also picked up Art Brute, but Art Brute has a special Spawn cover because they also did Spawn. It's actually a really cool cover. Let me see if I can pull it up for you so you can see it. It's a cool
Izzy,
cover.
Izzy, I don't need this. I'm gonna see it. You don't need to show it to me, right? There's no rush.
Art Brute #1. So yeah, it's just him painting Spawn #1. That's what it is. So
Wow,
yeah, exactly.
so good.
So, there it is. There's a cover. Look at that. I like it. It's fun. I picked it up just because of that reason. So there you have it. There's that
That's
cover.
going in somebody's mystery box somewhere.
Yeah, I know, right? Radiant Black 20, Ice Cream Man 33 is coming out. Also, I couldn't even write the full name. Bone Orchid Mythos, The 10,000 Black Feathers, issue 4. Love Everlasting #5. Dark Ride #3. Starhedge book 1. The Dragon, something, something, something. Dark Ride is probably going to be the book everybody's going to be looking for to see what variants are in it. Um, so that's one thing. Then you have Hell to Pay #2, Two Graves #2, and of course, Shirtless Bear Fighter #2, issue 5. Those are your Image books. So, also Gospel #2 and Three Keys #3 is coming out this week. So now, when it comes to our other indie titles, we got 3 for Dark Horse, 5 for IDW, 4 for Boom, 3 from Opus. Zenscope has 3 books, and Dynamite has a whopping 7 books. So, starting with Dark Horse, you have The Assassin's Apprentice. That's coming out. Leonide the Vamp, A Christmas for the Crows. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Resident Alien, The Book of Love, issue #2. IDW has Transformers Shattered Glass 2, issue #5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Armageddon Game, The Alliance, issue 2. Crashing #4 is coming out. Those are your IDWs. And Star Trek Resurgence #2. And you got to get My Little Pony Classics Reimage.
What are the variants for that?
There's like 60.
Of course there are.
You got the classic ponies, right? The old school ponies where they were a little more chunkier.
Is there a holographic cover?
I don't know. I'll have to look and see. Boom actually has some pretty good books coming out, which I'm excited for. Grimm issue 6. Grimm has always been a great title. Win the Throne in the Sky is also coming out, issue 5. A book that I'm interested in reading is a Vicious Circle #1. I saw it. I was like, this looks cool. I'm going to check this out. And Specs #2 is coming out. So I picked up #1. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it just the idea just looks cool, and this image as well looks great. Opus Records, they may or may not. It's kind of like they may come out. Frank Frazella, Dawn's Attack #1, Eternal Destin.
Descent.
Descent. Thank you. I can't speak anymore. It's because it's dinner time. Halloween, Seekers of the Seven Keys. I feel like this book's a little behind. What do you think?
To be honest, this one I have not been tracking. Just gonna keep it really real.
Yeah, well, they're like they're the Rockstar comics, so it's like like they're Serb Evanescence. They do those comics. Bill and Ted. Zenscope, we all know about their Grim Fairy Tales, so they got Grim Tales of Terrors, the Holiday Special Edition. Bell Deep Freeze #1, and Grim Spotlight Red Agent Friendly Fire #1. So that's for Zenscope. Dynamite has 7 titles, as we said. We got Red Sonja, Hell Sonja #1, Vampirella Mind Warp issue #4, Sweet Candy Vigilante issue 3, Elvira in Horrorland #5, Lord of the Jungle issue 2. I actually like that cover. Garbage Pail Kids Origins #3. I don't know why we need to have an Origins book for the Garbage Pail Kids.
And it's on issue 3.
And it's on issue 3. This is the third origin. Like, does anybody say, yo, I need to know what made him tick?
People do love origin stories, but
The
you know,
Garbage Pail Kids, we need origin stories of how they became the Garbage Pail Kids.
like in not to be an old man yelling at clouds, but back in the day, our origin stories were one page.
All right, Cherish number 2. All right, and it's not the Madonna version. All right, and that's your Dynamite Comics. And Scout Comics has 2 titles that are scheduled. You got Thug Double Vision that's been scheduled since forever. Because I've seen that cover a billion times, man. I'm like, when is this book coming out? So hopefully it comes out this week. And the life of death of the brave Captain Suave. Okay. Lovecraft Unknown, Kadef for issue 4 from Ablaze, and Far Cry Esperanza's Tears. What's going on, Comics by the Bay? Good afternoon. For us, it's good evening, Comics by the Bay. We're over in the East Coast, but Comics by the Bay sounds to me like he's in the West Coast. What's going on, man? It's good seeing you guys. All right. Far Cry Esperanza's Tears. That's based off the video game series, am I right?
I don't actually know.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's the video game series. No. Oh, your evening too. Okay, there we go. It's always sunny. Ah, that's right. That bay, the Florida Bay over in comics. Yeah, we gotta do some stuff with you guys soon. All right, we got Aspen Comics. Aspen Comics. I love me some Aspen Comics. Some Michael Turner loveliness. So Fire the Corner issue 2. For Ani Press, you got John. Right, it's Jonna, and the Impossible Monsters. That one's coming out. Nobody's Girls issue 2 is coming out for Sumerian. Pop Star Assassin 2 book 2 issue 4. Then we have Bad Idea has another number 1 coming out. They're All Terrible number 1. Looks like your book Blade Runner got pushed back for this week.
We can maybe it's well, who knows? Well, I'll buy it when it comes out.
When it comes out, right? By Titan Cons.
Take my money.
Mad Cave Studios came out with Nature's Labyrinth number 2 and whopping 2000 AD issue 2312. That's a lot of books.
That's a lot. And there's another book, I think it's coming out either this week or next week, that has a tremendous number of issues. AD still has more than that.
Wow. Yeah, there is another book in this list. I know that much. All right, we got Frood, The Phantom, 1934.
Here we go.
There we go. The Phantom, man. I love me some Phantom. He's an awesome character.
1,934 issues. Not even the highest running series this week. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like Action Comics number 1, Detective Comics. You got nothing on us.
Oh man.
We're 2000 AD. We have so many issues that we went past 2000 AD. You know, Ginseng Roots number 11 is coming out from Uncivilized Books. Interesting. And Legends Publishing has a book called Bone Check number 1.
Love it.
You know, so that's fun. That's a nice indie title. Ahoy Comics has Billionaire Island Cults of the Dogs issue 2. Essentia issue 1 from Essentia Comics, I believe it is. No, this is Wake Comics. Wake Entertainment, I believe it's called.
Yep. There's also a pencil sketch cover for that one. Looks great.
It actually is. It's like a brown pencil, brown paper. So, and Black Box Comic Books has Dream Master number 1. Now, Black Box reached out to us and asked us, hey, thank you for supporting it. Yes, Black Box Comics, Dream Master number 1. That is a title that I did order. So I'm going to pick that up.
Nice.
That's the book I want to order. All right. And those are our comics for this week, guys. That's a lot of books, man. Woo-hoo! So you got any picks?
Do I have any picks? I just forgot everything we just talked about, but off the top of my head, gonna keep reading Spider-Man, of course. Pull up the list.
I'm pulling up the list right now. I'm getting the list as we speak.
I don't think there was either not. Oh, is this my list?
That's the Jonathan list. The Joshua list.
um, let's see. The book with the villains, the street. I can't see; it's too small. But
Let me try to
Danger
see if I.
Street.
Oh,
I'm
so you
down
did
for.
pick Danger Street.
Yeah, of course. There we go.
Yeah.
Danger Street, Blade Runner if it comes out.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You went with Bell.
Yeah, I like Bell. Bell is I met the writer at Comic Con this year. Um, it's you read it, you're like, oh, that was a good story, and then you move on with your life. So
Yeah.
I like Bell.
All right, so you got that. You said Danger Street, so you did pick Danger Street.
Yep.
Dark Web
So
X.
we didn't even talk about poor Tony Stark, who apparently he's on the chopping block.
So I've heard.
But we'll see. See
That
what
is
it's
a
all
nice
about.
cover, though. That is a nice cover, the
Yeah,
Invincible Iron
yeah,
Man.
well,
All right, so you got that. You picked Monica Rambeau Photon.
yeah, yeah. I hope it's not just a promo for the show,
Mhm. Yeah,
but I take
movie.
what I can
We keep
get.
saying show. It's
Who's
movie.
for I'll say the picture.
Yeah,
For the picture.
I agree. You also got Dream Master, so from Black Box.
Of course.
And I see Nature's Labyrinth from Mad Cave Studios.
Yeah, Nature's Labyrinth. I put it on my list because of that cover. I
Yeah.
didn't even read the description. I have no idea what it's about, but that cover, I love that cover. I
Yeah.
forgot the name of the style, but it involves drawing as many lines as you can.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that book.
Nightclub #1. You picked that book up
Yep.
for $1.99. Why? What? How can you go wrong, right?
Hold the line at $1.99. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, something like that, right? Savage Avengers 8, and you got Star Wars Bounty Hunters.
Star Wars Bounty Hunters.
Now, conspicuous by its absence, no Batman Spawn.
I am not buying Batman Spawn right now. I will get that book for 25 cents in a couple of months.
You can't go. Comics by the Bay says it best, man. You can't go wrong with $1.99.
You can't go wrong for $1.99. What can you get for $1.99? You can't even get a butter roll for $1.99.
Where are you buying your butter rolls, man? I could get a butter roll for $1.99.
I don't know why I haven't bought a butter roll in 10 years, but I tried to pick something that was like cheap. Because I was about to say bacon, egg, and cheese, and it was like, well, obviously you can't get a bacon.
Yeah, you can't get bacon, egg, and cheese for $1.99. And if you do, it's probably not a good bacon, egg, and cheese.
There's probably like one slice of bacon and a half an egg.
Yeah, exactly. So those are your picks. If you look at my picks here, if I forgot how much are you supposed to spend this week? Looks like $58.86. Not bad, not bad.
That's like one video game.
That's like one video game. Not even, right? All right, so I got a pretty big list here. I got Amazing Spider-Man. I have me some Batman Spawn, but I'm actually picking up a couple of different ones, right? Dark Crisis. I wanted that one because, like I said, what we talked about, that actually sounds like really cool, doing the Big Bang Story. Dream Master, I also put that on my list. Of course, I want to support Indy Comics. I have to get me some Grimm. I love me Grimm. And yeah, Invincible Iron Man, Photon as well. Nightclub. Right? I'm with you, Comics by the Bay. Grimm is awesome, man. I love Grimm. So that's my list of books that I have. Look at that. $34, but yet that's not what my price tag said when I ordered my book. Because I bought me a lot of Batman Spawn.
Right. This doesn't account for your Barnes and Noble order, I don't think.
And my Barnes and Noble Batman Spawn. So those are the picks for us for this week. Yeah, man, it's a good week. I think it's a good week. There's some good books coming out. I'm excited for what's coming out. And yeah, hopefully Batman Spawn ends up being a good book, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm hopeful.
So I like these crossover books because one of my favorite things to do is go on the internet and read people arguing with each other about who would win in a fight.
Yeah.
And so these crossover books are really important because normally you would not be able to like use any of these you can't say Batman is better than Spawn unless they've actually fought in the comic book.
Yeah.
So looking forward to getting some more feats and evidence to use in the arguments.
Hmm. Yeah. So as far as books for next week, there are Key Collector does have a list of books, so we'll do this quickly, so we could call it a day and we could have our dinner. We have. Let's see if I could raise it so it looks like a little bigger. Resident Evil, Infinity Darkness, issue 1, Stargirl, Lost Children. It's supposed to be the first appearance of Childminder, that was mentioned, so he didn't really appear. Dark Crisis, Infinity Earth. This is the moment that I think everybody's gonna look for. What exactly? How are they planning to end this? So I think that's gonna be the biggest book. Batman and Robin, issue 4. Gru, Gru's back. Oh, I'm down. I'm down with some Gru. Right. Dead Seas #1. Frank Frazetta, Death Dealer #1. That's cool. Titan Mouse of Might. Look at that. They got a Batman version of Mighty Mouse. So that should be fun. Oh, Catwoman issue 50, of course, anniversary issue. All right. Strange #9. Apparently is a hot pick. Wakanda issue 3 is another book that everybody's interested in. Dark Web, Miss Marvel, Mary Jane Black Cat issue 1, another debut of Mary Jane's powers. Oh no. Like she really needs it. All right. Oh, look at this one. Batman Urban Legends 22, the first appearance of the director. Ooh.
Is it Christopher Nolan?
Imagine. And here is Dark Crisis Infinite Earths issue 7. But what's interesting is that this is the George Perez Celebration foil edition.
Is that a wraparound?
Yeah, it's a wraparound. It's a 1 in 50.
That's cool.
That is cool. I've seen this picture. What's great about this image is that it is done by multiple artists. So multiple artists has done work on this. So you can't really see it directly, but the one that probably stands out is the Spectre.
Yeah,
that's Alex Ross. You can see that a mile away.
Yeah.
Right. Jim Lee has done one. Again, so many different artists contributed to this book. So and we've seen this image before. So they finally decided to put it into Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth issue 7, which is going to be the issue that's going to pay tribute to George Perez. Woo! That's a lot, man. Lots to cover. We went an hour and 17 today. Not bad, but yet we finished later than last week, but because we started a little later.
Who's counting, right?
I don't know. Anyway, guys, man, Josh, tell me where we could find you.
You can follow me on Whatnot, Josh Cabrera. And I'm back on Instagram, apparently.
You return to the IG world?
I guess. I really don't even know how the app works. I'm just on there.
It's all about pictures, man. It's all about pictures.
If you say so. Cabrera _Josh on Instagram. Josh Cabrera on Twitter for as long as that stays up.
Yeah. So, guys, do me a favor. I'm going to show it to you guys one more time so you guys know. You got to go to Whatnot. You got to go to Whatnot this week because Josh Cabrera is going to do his first Whatnot show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, right? Tomorrow morning.
Eastern.
Yep.
Set your alarm.
Set your alarms. Get ready. You got some good books, man. Any books you want to let people know that you got?
Yeah, I got a real mix of stuff. I got some books from the 70s, 80s. I have a Saga #1. I'll say this: if we get 50 people on the show tomorrow, I will put the Saga #1 up for sale.
Ooh, I might I might have somebody on that show.
Yeah, we got some older Iron Man. We got some older Marvel Presents with the original Guardians of the Galaxy. We got a couple of lots I put together. Trying to see what people are interested in. Let me know. Come by, say hi. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So there you have it, and you can use my QR code right there for $15 for your purchase. So you can buy something from Josh, and you don't have to spend a dime, but he gets that money. Win-win, right?
It's a win-win-win.
Yeah. So there you go. $15 on Whatnot. Also, guys, support the Izzyverse. If you have a chance to support the Izzyverse, you can support the Izzyverse here on YouTube. You can leave a tip on the super chats. You could leave a super sticker of any, I think of any amount. You can put like $2 or something like that. But you can also support me on Patreon. I have a Patreon page that I'm starting to build. That's going to be bigger and badder for 2023. I'll be having some sketches there. I'll probably have some exclusive videos and stuff that we're going to talk about really soon. So make sure you go to the Patreon page for that. All right. And again, if you want to buy your comic books, Comic Exposure is a good place to get your comic books. It's actually a great place to get your comic books. The guy who runs the place, he's a fantastic guy. He also has a Whatnot channel. Um,
Yes.
he also has a Whatnot channel there, and he does streams all the time. All right. But if you use the Comic Exposure, you get 50% off your order just by using promo code Izzyverse. So you could get that Batman Spawn 1 in 1,000, not for 1,500, but for 15% off. You might be able to save a couple of pennies here and there because who needs pennies these days? All right. And of course, this Saturday, I'm going to be at Big Apple Comic Con. I'll be roaming around. So if you see me, don't forget to say hi, man. Just say what's up. I'll be there. I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to try to talk to a couple of creatives here and there and enjoy the show as well. And of course, vidIQ is a tool I use for my channel to help boost it, to get more people to watch it. This is a great tool. You good with tags. It helps you out with descriptions, anything you need. And it also has tutorials on how to do the best YouTube channel you can have. So I highly support vidIQ. And of course, vidIQ and we have an affiliate program. So when you support them, you support me as well. So that's everything, man. Like I said, Josh, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, Whatnot. Josh Cabrera, at Josh Cabrera. Go look him up. What's the picture now?
It's still Sour Patch. Not Sour Patch. Sorry, sour straws. Wait, it's sour punch. Sour
Sour
punch
Punch.
straws, the best candy in the world. I might leave it like that. I don't know. People follow me.
There you go.
It's
Follow
working.
him, man. He's starting his first channel. I got a channel too. You can follow me. I don't know when's the next time I'm gonna do it. Whatnot. I did one. I might do another one. Who knows? I might sell some Batman spawns. Who
Yeah,
knows?
sell your Barnes and Nobles for those of us who can't get down to one.
I know, man. Pretty soon we're gonna be doing a giveaway special. I have the giveaway already ready. I don't want to go get it, but I'm gonna do a giveaway just to start up so we can build the subscriber base, man. So we're gonna be doing giveaways pretty soon, guys. Once again, so just in time for the holiday season. But until next time, Josh. Right? I'll see you, bro.
See it.
Excelsior.